Welcome back to the What is SEO series. In part one, we went over site structure or on-page SEO elements, and now we're going to get into what's called citations or off-page SEO. And I use the word citations. It's also used synonymously for directory listings, so it's not necessarily what I'm talking about, but I think it's the best word to get across the concept. But this is just simply other websites that are talking about your website. And this is one of the biggest factors that can increase your rankings. So we'll go ahead and get into it. Now there's three different elements to a citation. And a citation can be any number of things, but in essence what it is it's a link from another website back to yours. This can be in the form of what's called anchor text, which is that little text that's typically blue that when you click on it brings you to another page. It can be an image link where it's an image that you click on it and it brings you to another website. Or it can be a widget or a number of different things. Typically what it is though is it's going to be anchor text. And so there's three different factors that go into how important it is. So quality is going to be the number one determining factor. Let me give you a great example here. If you had a link to your website from google.com or from whitehouse.gov, the website for the White House, that is a very high quality link. That's about the best that you could possibly get. And depending on your niche, but virtually no matter what your website is, if you had a link from whitehouse.gov, your website would rise to number one overnight and nobody would be able to touch you no matter the amount of SEO they did. That's how important quality is. However, we all know there's no way your business is going to get a link from whitehouse.gov. In fact, to my knowledge, they don't give links to anybody, any business, no matter what the size, simply because it's a government website and that would be showing preferential treatment. But there are a number of other websites out there that you can get a link from. For example, New York Times does a lot of different articles, and if they write a story about your business and they link to your business, that can have a huge impact. But again, most people that are watching this video are probably smaller local businesses, so you're not going to get a link from a site like that. But that's okay because neither are your competitors. Instead, if you can get a link from a quality site like maybe the local Chamber of Commerce or the Better Business Bureau, or even from having a Facebook fan page or a YouTube channel, these can all help increase your rankings. There are two different types of links. One's called a follow link and one's called a no follow link. The no follow link is what you'll typically get from your Facebooks and your YouTubes, so it has a lot less of an effect, but it can still help. A follow link is what you really want to get as much as possible. And that's if somebody else on their blog decides to talk about you, it will probably be a follow link. Same thing, most chambers of commerce link with what's called a follow link. So that gives you a little bit better results, and that kind of tells you why a link from YouTube isn't going to make you rise to number one, because if you had a follow link from YouTube, you probably would. But they do what they do is that no follow link, like I had said, so it's not going to have nearly the impact, but it definitely can still help. The next thing up is quantity. So if you had a link from a number of different high quality websites pointing to your website, that's going to give you better results than if you had just one. So having more links is better. However, this is to a certain point. If other websites in your same niche have between maybe 10 and 100 links, and you have 10,000 links, that's going to look very natural and very unnatural, and Google may start to penalize your site at this point. So you don't want to necessarily go for quantity, but you do want to have a decent amount, a fair amount in comparison to your competition. And the last part is the theme of these links. And this makes a very big difference. However, it doesn't have as big of an impact as quality. But what the theme is what are these links, what are the pages that they're coming from? So say, for example, we'll go back to the plumber example. If you had a link from the National Association of Plumbers, which probably doesn't exist, I just made it up, but if you had a link from them, that would be a lot more valuable than if you had a link from the National Association of Knitters. Knitting is not related to plumbing, so that link would be a lot less relevant and would have much less of an impact. So you want to get quality related links to your website in a decent quantity that are themed around whatever your website's on. So that content on the page that's linking from you, you want it to be about whatever your website's about. And the closer, the better, but even a broad niche can still help you out pretty well. So I'm going to wrap up this video here, and we'll get into part 3 in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.